Professor Ioannis Mazis warns that Turkey will be forced to get involved in the Iran war, fearing a Kurdish uprising that would threaten its territorial integrity. Israel aims to destabilize Tehran internally through ethnic minorities, such as the Kurds and Azeris, causing a chain reaction. Such destabilization could lead to a wider regional conflict, dramatically changing the geopolitical balance. Ankara sees this possibility as an existential threat, since the Kurdish factor is its Achilles heel in the region. The Turkish Ministry of Defense launched a fierce attack against Greece, calling its deployment of Patriot missiles in Carpathos and F-16s in Limnos illegal. Ankara is reviving the narrative of demilitarization, threatening with necessary measures, and accusing Athens of exploiting regional crises. At the same time, Turkey rejects any European assistance to Cyprus, insisting on its role as the sole guarantor power. This escalation reveals Turkey's strategic entrapment, as Greece fortifies the Aegean amid the global energy and military conflict. Turkey is escalating its aggression, accusing Greece of illegally reinforcing Carpathos and the Aegean Islands militarily. Erdogan's advisor, Karagül, is directly threatening to seize all of Greece and Cyprus, claiming that Athens and Nicosia are acting as Israel's enforcers. While Ankara is transferring offensive systems to the occupied territories, its rhetoric reflects the fear over the military cooperation between Greece, Israel, and the United States. Turkey realizes that the geopolitical map of the region is changing permanently, putting its expansionist plans at risk. The former Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, warns Turkey of an immediate military response if it continues to support radical Islam. Ankara under Erdogan is accused of having turned from a transit country into an operational hub for ISIS, while also supporting Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood. The suspension of trade relations and the rhetoric about capturing Jerusalem have put Turkey in the crosshairs of Israeli security. While Greece remains a pillar of stability, Israel makes it clear that it will not allow the creation of a new Islamist alliance that threatens its existence. The fateful end of the Ottoman plans is approaching. Iran is establishing the doctrine of holistic attrition, declaring a constant war against the West with the goal of complete energy blockade. The Hatam al-Anbiya military staff warns that every tanker, especially those of Israel, is a legitimate target, predicting that the price of oil will soar to $200. Tehran intends to cause economic suffocation and social uprisings in Europe and America through continuous sabotage and harassment in the Gulf. While Turkey trembles at the upcoming collapse, Greece emerges as a stable stronghold, prepared for the unpredictable consequences of global destabilization. The bitter end of cheap energy is here. The FBI issued an urgent warning about an imminent suicide drone attack over Los Angeles, causing panic among the American public. The threat concerns swarms of cheap but silent drones that can penetrate traditional air defense systems, targeting critical infrastructure and often striking at key points. While Trump escalates operations in the Gulf, bringing the conflict onto American soil marks a new and nightmarish phase of the war. The kamikaze drone technology that was tested in Ukraine and the Middle East now threatens the center of global entertainment, marking the end of the American invulnerable zone. The planet is sinking into economic Armageddon as the price of oil reached $120 after the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump described the crisis as a small price to pay for neutralizing Iran, while BlackRock shocks Wall Street by restricting withdrawals from major funds. The loss of 20% of the world's oil supply is causing a stock market bloodbath, with the Nikkei plummeting. While Iranian attacks hit desalination facilities, Greece is securing its energy supply, watching the ironic collapse of economies that relied on Iranian energy. President Trump is considering sending U.S. forces to Iran to seize stocks of highly enriched uranium. A prerequisite is the complete suppression of Iranian air defenses and air superiority by the U.S. and Israel. The targets include strategic sites such as Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, as well as critical ports and refineries to force capitulation. The operation is expected to be airborne and of limited duration, targeting the heart of the nuclear program. While the West escalates, Turkey remains in confusion, with Greece weighing its role as a strategic partner. The United States is further strengthening its military presence in the Middle East, as according to reports, another aircraft carrier is preparing to be deployed to the region during a period of heightened tension with Iran. As reported by Fox News, the aircraft carrier George Bush completed its final preparations on Thursday before its deployment, marking its entry into operational readiness. According to a statement from the U.S. Navy, the vessel, along with the warships accompanying it and its air wing, successfully completed the complex operational readiness exercise. The George Bush is expected to be deployed in the near future and head towards the eastern Mediterranean. At the same time, the Gerald Ford, the largest aircraft carrier in the world, has already been recently deployed in the same geographic area. At the same time, the Abraham Lincoln remains in the Arabian Sea, where it is participating in operations related to the war in Iran, maintaining an active role in the developments of the region. The regime in Tehran, in a move of suicidal arrogance, is implementing a double-game strategy, leading the Middle East to the brink of the abyss. With war drills in the Strait of Hormuz, the Revolutionary Guards are threatening to strangle global energy through a naval blockade. At the same time, Iranian intransigence is peaking with uranium enrichment at weapons-grade levels, blackmailing the West for the lifting of sanctions. The surgical precision of the provocations, combined with the restriction of International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors, makes conflict inevitable. While Tehran is betting on the West's fatigue, Israel is preparing preemptive strikes, as the fate of the region is sealed with blood and deadlock. Saudi Arabia has changed its stance, giving the green light for a military strike, as Prince Khalid bin Salman warned Washington that Trump's inaction would fatally strengthen the Iranian regime. The Gulf monarchs fear that Khamenei's survival and impunity will spark internal uprisings similar to the Arab Spring. At the same time, Trump has set up a strategic trap. The massive gathering of American ships makes a strike almost inevitable, trapping Khamenei between the demands of the U.S. and the risk of being overthrown by the hardline Revolutionary Guards if he backs down. Thank you for watching us. To be the first to receive all the latest updates, please like and subscribe to our channel.